Oh, hi Nancy. How you going? It's Baron. Um, wasn't it coincidental that you just appeared one day where I was living in exile in a park, excommunicated from the democracy and betrayed by my family without any legal support whatsoever, because that's obstructed, and that every politician had betrayed their fiduciary obligations to me as a citizen and human being. And I was just sitting there wondering what to do without food, unable to report a crime to police in my whole life, which reveals hypocrisy and corruption. So I'm just making you a video message because as my NDIS provider, under obligation and moral, ethical and legal obligation to report abuse and neglect, I'm going to give you a big blessing. You see, it's now within your remit to report that me, Baron Dodger, is being not only abused and neglected under the NDIS, but it's your moral obligation and legal obligation to now report this to authorities, and it is also within your remit to solicit a response, a legally fortified and dignified response from the authorities. Now, it's come to my awareness that there's been some allegations against me, and they've been used as the jewel in the chalice of my injustice and my persecution. They've been used to sabotage everything about my life, and I've been a political target now, and I've been obstructed justice for over 30 years as a democratic citizen in this democracy. And during that 30 years, I was deliberately impoverished so much, and my destruction orchestrated by powerful key political stakeholders such as Steve Isonides, my former fiance of 5 years, and Mark Dreyfus, who I know personally and have talked to him at length about Steve. And I'm the Prime Minister, who refuses to acknowledge a detailed letter which exposes the corruption in this country. And there's a little thing that happened when I was younger, and that was a consensual sexual experience with Debbie Morgan. Hi Debbie, hope you're well. But it's come to my attention, and I have the evidence that in fact Debbie Morgan was paid to fabricate a report to police, and she was bribed. Now, it's a rape allegation, and the thing is, with that bit of evidence that I have, that was given to me from Ben, an NDIS provider, I begged Ben to present to police the evidence of my imminent murder, orchestrated and enacted by Bill Shorten, the NDIS minister. As a lot of people do, which is the scapegoating thing when I call that corruption, is to call me crazy. Ben thought that I was crazy and delusional. No one's going to kill you. You're mad. I begged him to do it, and Ben did. Thanks, Ben. Good bloke. Ben reported my imminent erasure, physical erasure, my murder, my killing, the targeted killing of a gay, disabled, unprotected whistleblower under the Public Interest Disclosure Act, which in itself is a breach of the country's constitutions and ethical and legal underpinnings in this nation. And he reported it, and lo and behold, he confirmed later, I've escaped an assassination attempt, and there were 2 perpetrators who were apprehended. This information was given to me by Ben, the NDIS provider. He was a bit of a whistleblower, and he exposed the truth about my situation. He also concluded and proved to me with the evidence. He asked why police have been so mean to me, and he said to me that the police have been given false information. The false information was the confirmed report from Ben via police that Debbie was paid to fabricate a sexual assault allegation. You know, cops and I have one thing in common. We don't want violence, we don't want justice, no one wants war or bloodshed. I'm with cops. But cops are heteronormative, really dumb buffoons who've gone into public service on a gung-ho fucking, cowboys and Indians thing, and they're all just fucking stupid, and they're heteronormative and mostly fucking homophobic. Now, rewind a bit. If I fucked the daughter of a cop, but they kind of put it together that I might have been gay, what occurred and what was in my autobiography, Recovered Not Cured, A Journey Through Schizophrenia, was really the essence of the subtext of a police-backed conspiracy and a stitch-up as a gay hate crime perpetrated by the state. Now, I'm just a person. I'm kind, funny. Well, a lot of people think funny in the head, but I don't mean any harm, and I never have. I never meant harm to Debbie. I'm sorry if I did cause harm, and I've always said that. I've publicly gone out of the way to expose what could have been my confusions and what happened. And Erica Wagner, who stitched me up by writing the book as a feminist organisation that exploited me in order to allow me to fall on my sword, as a person who was offending, the body of a female when no offence happened. My story was more post-feminist than the feminist organisation that stitched me up in order to cause my harm. So, the Herald Sun humiliated me, The Age fired me, my legal rights were obstructed, and looking back, that was the real underpinning of a lifetime of destitution, of poverty, and of obstruction of justice, which is in breach of every single lawyer's understanding of the law and disabled rights and yada yada yada. So I'm being tortured to death. I'm I'm a political target. I am an person of interest to the federal government. And there is a mandate that the government obstruct my justice, redact my prosperity, do anything to deconstruct his life, remove his rights, and cause him harm. On the other side of that is the police corruption who send people into the community to intercept me, to feed me drugs. Of course, getting me on drugs is, ammo for their situation. They want to call me mad. They want to blame me for being mentally ill and remove all accountability for the mental illness they intentionally amplified in order to suit their end goal: destroy the race name. I live in political exile as a politically displaced refugee and asylum seeker inside the democracy of my citizenship. You need to report that. It is under your legal obligation to report that to the NDIS Commission, to the police, to the Ombudsman, to the National Anti-Corruption Commission, to Mark Dreyfus, hi Mark, you fucking cunt, and to the Prime Minister of this country and democracy. But the problem is, it's not a democracy. I've already died from this targeting in 2021, proving the government is liable via conspiracy, obstruction of justice, and deliberate amplification of my brave narrative to amplify my mental illness and cause me harm. The cover-up of my fatal injury is evidence of the actual institutional murder crime of the government. It wasn't enough that they'd murdered me and then covered it up with impunity. I was forced to sleep in my car under the care of the NDIS, Bill Shorten. That is very much proof, and it's evidence. And they obstructed my legal aid, they obstructed my marriage settlement, they obstructed my work cover settlement, they obstructed my insurances, they blocked every single lawyer that I came into contact with. There is a mandate, it exists, and it's enshrined into law. It's illegal, and it's used in order to treat me by every politician, every lawyer, every police officer, every public official, and there is a black budget with which to silence me as a whistleblower, to guarantee complicity in silencing my valid disclosures as an official employee certified by the Federal Court of DSS, which is overseeing the NDIS. Bill Shorten, the NDIS minister, entrapped me to his agency. He's a person who claims to care for disabled people, but he's been an active participant in entrapping me, in impoverishing me, in causing my exile by weaponizing police I've never been able to report a crime to, which in itself is unreservedly corrupt. And then when I didn't die, which was the intention of impoverishing me and torturing me with V2K audio harassment, military grade technology that no one will acknowledge or even admit the use of, and the gang stalking and the paid provocateurs of the NDIS who were sent to intercept me, feign to like they were helping me, but in fact obliterated everything in my life, except might sweep my floor, might drive me somewhere. They were active participants in blocking and obstructing justice, and they were paid dirty fucking bribe money from the NDIS. I've exposed $6 billion of misappropriated funds that Bill Shorten knew about. How? I fucked Tony Riddle, a senior NDIS fraud investigator, and we got high and we fucked, and he told me all the fuck about it. And you can look at it on YouTube. I published it, and now Tony's got it in for me as well. He helped organise what is now proven to be an assassination attempt by Bill Shorten, the NDIS minister. As an NDIS worker who is obliged to my care, you get paid by the NDIS, and herein lies the difficulty in believing you when you're paid bribe money by the very institution that attempted to murder me. You need to do this. You need to get this video with the evidence of what I've now published as a crime against humanity, and it satisfies all the criteria necessary for the International Human Rights Criminal Court at The Hague. You might think that this isn't the most significant case of disability discrimination and human rights violations in this country's democratic history, but besides, the obliteration of Indigenous people. But it is a case of international significance. I demand now, right now, today, that you find a solution, because this betrayal from the country that I served for 30 years is systemic, it's political, and it's endemic, and you're paid by the perpetrators to elongate the suffering. Yesterday we went to the Public Guardian of New South Wales, who you witnessed, rejected helping me. They obstructed even a conversation talking to me. They are institutional, complicit, and they are guilty of placing my life at imminent risk of erasure, of suicide by neglect, abuse, torture, V2K, audio harassment. It is a criminal and internationally significant, vile abomination of my humanity, and it is a betrayal of everything that is decent and humane and just in this country, and I am a scapegoat. I've had enough, There's someone across the road now, and they're calling me a pedophile. Let me tell you this. There are no child victims regarding me or my person. I'm a defender of innocence and a truth speaker and seeker. I would never betray the innocence of a child, and I'm the victim myself of being sexualized as a child. It was partly the reason I killed myself. And the day that I killed myself, my sexual abuser also died. And my family, while I was getting filled up with other people's blood after bleeding out on the floor of a hospital where I was supposed to be safe, then attended his funeral to pay respects to his life, whilst I had been murdered with a cover-up and a refusal to acknowledge my pain and my brutal treatment. It's just really unjust. I can't escape the V2K audio harassment. It's linked to the satellite system. I've been identified and biomarked by my DNA and my brain frequency. You might say that's in my head, but that's a documented, legitimate, and scientific reality, I'm making some demands. You take this to every politician in the country and you admit that you could be institutionally complicit in not pissing off the people who are paying you in order to obstruct my justice. I'm addicted to drugs. I need the drugs. Someone provide me drugs. I need money. I haven't got any money. I'm a certified employee of the DSS on a federal court letterhead. Take that to every politician in the country. Demand my work cover be immediately paid. An obstruction of a federal court ruling is complicit in this conspiracy to erase and destroy me. I've been attempted to be assassinated by the Australian government, and I've pissed off some very powerful Lebanese criminal contractors who are outsourced for the killing, and they're after me. I've been to Wollongong twice, to Canberra twice, to, all over New South Wales. I'm seeking what everyone else takes for granted: a home, food, medicine. The active blocking of every attribute necessary for me to exist with basic decency and a meaningful life in this democracy is removed, underpinned by Philip, who won't give me his name or ID at the Public Guardian. He is a murderer. And Suki Chia, an NDIA appointed support coordinator who refuses to be removed from my care. Fuck you, and fuck the NDIS. Steve sent a message to me a couple of days ago on my whistleblower website after being vacant for years. He underpins the destruction of my life and came back to laugh at the living corpse that I am. He's a master manipulator. Steve Isonides is a murderer. The Australian government is complicit in this murder. I was just down at the local shops and everyone's yelling out, "You raped her." Not as a method to make me realise something I've done wrong. Not in a way that builds up people to be better people. This, including the V2K, is a one-way ticket of mortal human judgment, and it has a goal. And the goal is to kill. I can't go anywhere. My own mother would sign the legal document excommunicating me from her life. My family has betrayed me. I can't go to a lawyer. I can't go to a cop. I can't go to a politician. I can't go to the media. This fight has been uneven. It's been an abuse of power, and my mere existence is a kick in the fucking balls to everyone who's tried to kill me or make a corrupt decision which they knew because of libel and slander and accusations never tested in a court, and that I've demanded I be arrested, and they won't. The reason? The minute I get in front of a court, I will fucking destroy this fucking democracy, and I will hold every single fucking one of you to account. And if I killed myself right now, divine justice has already been served. You can't win. You can't kill me now. Too much is in the public domain. You'll be done. You can't protect me. I've proven I'll stand up to any fucking cunt with nothing but sentience and a fucking phone. Imagine what giving me choice and control and power and agency and authority and the ability to strike down those who have acted to kill me. Imagine giving me that power. No one wants to fucking give me power. It's within your remit to report this. And I want you to go to the RSPCA, because here's Crystal. Where is she? Crystal, it's all right. It's all right, lovely. My dog is being treated with animal cruelty as an accessory of a thing in my life that gives me my only comfort. Humanity has betrayed me, and a dog is the only thing I have left. And a dog, spelled backwards, is God. And that is all I have. Me, God, and the humanity that's assassinated, killed, revived, tortured, attempted to assassinate, and judged. But only one can judge, and that's God. So this is my little sermon. It's within your remit to report this. If you don't, you're institutionally complicit in a conspiracy to pervert justice and the most significant human rights violation in this country's history. I'm waiting to be heard at the International Human Rights Criminal Court in Geneva. And even if I die today, what a ride, hey? It's been very interesting, a life of great adventure, and all glory to God. I mean you no harm. I don't mean anyone any harm, and if I ever have, I'm really sorry. But I won't be able to survive with these conditions enforced on me by everyone who has legal, ethical, and moral obligation for my care. And that's signed my death certificate. I'm a dead man walking. I'm an earthling and I deserve to live on the earth, but I can't. Not without the help of those legally obliged to assist. We're all God's children, you know, and I appeal to the God self in you to acknowledge this human rights atrocity. Can you please? Home, food, medicine, shelter, a yard for my therapy dog, political protection, freedom from violence, freedom from a conspiracy to pervert justice, which has already proven to have assassinated me and then attempted to again. It's not your everyday story, but life's weird like that.